Okay, so hi everyone. This is Fatima, and I am gonna give you a quick update and also do a very quick coffee cup reading. So I actually did this. I've had this coffee sit for a while. The cinnamon grinds, or rather just the cinnamon. I'd say like a few days ago when I found out that Gaza was not gonna have any kind of electricity or anything like that in the hospitals anymore. So I wanted to see what was going to go on in terms of like world issues in general. I didn't focus it just on Gaza, but because that is such a huge concern going on right now, I wouldn't be surprised if things like that came up. But the cup is going to pretty much entail. I'm just gonna read the images that I see in the cup and in the plate, and whatever spirit has to tell me, whatever messages come through, it will be unfiltered and unbiased. I just want to see what comes out. I want to see if there's anything about the future, what's going on, and so forth. So before I do that, I just want to say like thank you all for still being here and being supportive. I just got off a call with this person from an animal rescue, and I will post more information at a later date. But they're an animal rescue that is located in Gaza, and I am going to be doing a few more interviews and so forth, and I'll have something put together. This is outside of my psychic work, so if you're interested in knowing any of that, you can follow my personal page, Mercury Retro Babe, with underscores, and I will link that below in the description box. So let's get started. Okay, so I have here this cup and this plate. This is actually a photo from Gaza, the Gaza wall. You can see I left it for a while, got stuck, and it's a cat. So I got this one. I went over to West Bank. So let's see. So I'm going to be looking at the inside of the cup, and as you can see here, and I'm going to be pointing to any messages that I get from Spirit. I'm just going to use this. Okay, so let's see. So, and this might be like self-explanatory or pretty obvious, but I feel like there's a lot of rise and attention coming towards the situation in Gaza and in Palestine right now. I see a lot of people rising up from different areas, a lot of people concerned, a lot of people shouting. But this is actually causing chaos in a lot of different areas. Now, we can perceive this chaos as being good or bad. It really depends on how you look at the situation. They're not showing me anything about how this is going to end. They're just kind of showing me right now what's going on and what that might mean presently and for the people watching this, okay? So there may also be some personal messages in here, so if anything comes out and it resonates, awesome. And if not, if it doesn't resonate, then it's not your message. You would know. So this might be more of a personal message. It could be also tied to this situation. It's really hard to say, but there's somebody who is receiving a lot of help financially, and I see a woman with dark curly hair, so maybe that means something to someone. And it's almost like she's reaching out her hand, asking for money or in need of money, and she's receiving it. Somebody or some buddies are going to be helping her out. I also see a city here. So I'm gonna just kind of show right here. It kind of looks like a skyline. And also, if you see anything in the cup yourself that might be symbolic to you, you can also take that message with you as well. This skyline or this city, it reminds me of, let me actually, I'm gonna tune in and listen because there's a message here before I say anything. So the message I just heard, and these are the exact words, were Gaza reborn. So I might I guess I'm assuming with that message that this is going to be something that is, I'm hearing like, I'm just going to say what I'm hearing instead of trying to explain it. So the words that I'm hearing are cleanup. I'm only seeing a few buildings standing. And I'm not seeing a lot of people. So that's what I'm seeing right now. I am feeling, and I'm seeing with this large circle that you can see here, that it's like a whole group of people who are gonna actually help in the situation, but it's gonna be once everything is over, is the vibe I'm getting, and what that means I'm not sure. But there's help and support, and there's rebuilding, but I still see a lot of devastation and a lot of destruction. I also see like some mountains down here, all the way on the bottom there. It makes me think of like a landscape with mountains, or people who are coming from the mountains to help, maybe from a different country, but it also is making me think of leaders who are high up, um, who are on top of like a mountain, I guess to say, not quite, not literally, but metaphorically, um, that are still sitting on that hill, untouched, looking down at everything else. Um, do I feel like there's a sense of conscious feelings or anything like that, like hurt feelings, or feeling um, like ashamed or anything? A little, but not a lot. Not really. A little. Um, I'm just hearing people were following orders, whatever that means to you. And they are sitting pretty with their money and on this high hill. Um, I see here kind of what looks like it could be like flares or bombs. I immediately thought of like the airstrikes. Um, this cup is showing me a disaster. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, the cup is showing me airstrikes. It's showing me pollution. It's showing me a dirty ground covered in ash. I'm not seeing a lot of people left, and I am hearing Gaza reborn. I am seeing people trying to clean up, which is another two other words I heard, and people who are coming in from other countries after everything has after the dust has settled to help in that way, possibly financially, or to help with the stability of Gaza. What does that mean for the rest of everything? I'm not sure, but let's see if anything comes out. This is gonna be something that is gonna be at least 7 years long. Um, Palestinians will not get their freedom for at least 7 years. I still see the Israelis occupying Gaza, but now I also see other countries that have a foothold or a saying in what happens with Gaza. So what it could be actually is Israel may still have a hold on the rest of Palestine, but I'm seeing like Gaza, there's some kind of shift. Um, I don't know that they still have a hold on Gaza, but it does feel like other countries are stepping in when it comes to Gaza. Um, and if I can be totally honest, it feels like nobody's going to be able to live there. Like nobody. Like the destruction and the devastation. It feels like it's leaving a huge environmental impact that is going to make that place uninhabitable, at least for a long time. I feel like they're going to try to rebuild, they're going to try, but it's going to take so long. There's just so much destruction, and so much, the air quality is so bad. It just wouldn't be what I'm seeing from the cup, because I see all of these, like, kind of hard to see, but on the bottom of the cup you see all these little spots, and then up the side here you can see like that reminds me of smoke and pollution and little particles there. um You know, oddly enough, and this is going to sound weird, I do see, even with the pollution, like animal life and plant life starting to take over Gaza in the future within the next 3 years. I don't know where the Palestinian people are going to be or where they're going to go or what happened. I'm hearing migrate, so unfortunately that means that it's probably going to be another Nakba. Can I get some good news here? Let's see. The one good thing that I'm getting is that, if you want to call it a good thing, whatever, a silver lining to this horrible experience, is that I feel like, and what I'm sensing, what I'm feeling in the cup, and the images that Spirit is putting into my head, being clairvoyant, I feel like this is never going to happen again to the Palestinian people. Like, people see Israel for what they are and what they have done, and none of the other countries in the world will ever allow this to happen again. Now, as far as the rest of Palestine being occupied by Israel still, that might still be an issue. But I do see in the future a new leader for Israel that is going to be open to letting the Palestinian people go. So that's what I got in the cup. And that sounds like 3 to 7 years, okay? So let's see what we have in the plate. So the plate is the last thing I read because it's going to be the last few messages, the most important, right? To sum everything up. So I see this like sphere, like this circle here, right? And this feels like, and then these two dots here, this whole situation has left a mark on history, and it will leave a mark on history. It'll change the way the world thinks and feels. It'll change the way it'll change what people think about media. It'll change the way people think about their politicians and people in power. And it'll change the way people think about each other. I feel like people are going to be more open-armed. I think that people are going to be trying to be more understanding when this is all over. I know right now that it's not what is really going on so much. It doesn't feel like that, at least, but it seems like in the future this is going to be something that is going to be a huge embarrassment that everybody looks back in shame. And it's going to make people more aware of how they treat others and what to believe and what not to believe. And I do feel like this is going to be putting a dent on media, Western media specifically, and how we view our politicians and people in power. And this may also change in the future how we vote for these elected officials. So that's all I have for you today. And I hope that this reading gave someone the information that they needed. I am hearing randomly too that somebody watching may get a large inheritance or a large sum of money. Again, I saw a woman with curly dark hair. This could also be tied to this, but you might know who that, if it's a message for you, you might know, and this might happen in the next month or two. So thank you again for joining, and thank you for all your support and your lovely messages. Until next time, bye.